Hello, everyone. This is Heartwoods Haven, and I am your host, Brandy Swords. And we have a special guest today, Allie Joseph. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, great. I always worry if I mess someone's name up. That'd be awful. So, thank you for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you so much for having me, Brandy.
Yes, thank you. So, this is a safe space, so we kind of get on here and I let the guests, talk about whatever they want to talk about, quotes, dance, whatever. So if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself, and your story.
Okay. Well, as Brandy said, I am Allie Joseph, and I am right in Chillicothe, Ohio. I have my own business. I have my own dance studio and space, and I'm actually in part of it. Today, I'm in my healing space because I'm also a Reiki practitioner. So this is my healing space that I'm in right now, and I'm located downtown in Chillicothe, Ohio. And I have several businesses within my studio. My
Yeah.
Reiki business is one. Either you can find it under like Metamorphosis by Allie or Reiki by Allie. And then my studio name is Hip Love Studio. And that came about in mid COVID
Okay.
when I built that. And Hip Love stands for Healing and Physical Love through Movement, Dance, and Healing.
Oh.
And then the other part of my business, which is what most people know me for, is my belly dancing business, Belly Dancing by Najla. But in the studio, I do so much more than dance. I have over 32 years experience in dance and fitness combined together. And I started out before my dance journey began. I started out in fitness. So, which a lot of people do not realize that. But the dance and fitness has really helped me through my life. There was a point in time where movement was kind of a double, how do I want to say it? Like the only thing I can think of is like a double-edged sword.
Uh-huh.
I would either go too far one way or the other. When I was a teenager, I had anorexia and bulimia. So that was really hard because even if I ate a carrot, I would spend 3 hours exercising that carrot off.
Yeah.
So dance and movement has really been healing with me. And I have been dancing for over 27 years. And when I started, I was mentally, I was okay. But all throughout life, I've suffered with anxiety, depression, even though I wasn't diagnosed, because back then doctors didn't do that.
Yeah.
It was like, you'll get over it, you're okay, you'll be fine. And when I reached age 17, I became really, really depressed and felt just a lot of heaviness on me as a teenager because I was expected to decide at 17, 18 what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I had a really hard time with that. And there were some other things, going on. And I just felt like I did not have control. And that is when I started. I've always had a Not always. I don't now, but my self-esteem, I've always had a really low self-esteem from even when I was little, and about myself in general and my body. And once I once I reached like my adult years and had my kids,
Mm-hmm.
was when I started accepting, not completely, but
Mm-hmm.
start accepting myself, my body for who I was.
Wow.
And then many years later, I got into belly dance. And that is really, truly what helped me accept my body for who I am, because I had such a disordered image of myself. I would look in the mirror and it's like, you're fat, you're ugly, you're, and that stems from a mental illness that I had that I wasn't diagnosed until, let me see, it was in it was just recent, like recent, within the last year.
Yeah.
And I was really shocked about it. And like I said, prior to that, I was being treated for um, major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety.
Oh.
And after the death of my boyfriend, and who we were also married at one point in time, and things, he had problems of his own. He had mental illness issues of his own, and he struggled with it. And eventually, unfortunately, that's why he's not here today. And after his death, I'd been trying to get in to see a psychiatrist, and I had made my appointment like 6 months, and they says, well, we can't get you in
Oh.
for like 7 months. And I'm like, I need help.
Mm-hmm.
And I was told, well, if you need help, go to the ER. And I'm thinking to myself in my head, that's not the kind of help I need.
Yeah.
So I had a couple of appointments with a counselor, and I was waiting to see a psychiatrist. And because that's really where the long wait was, the 6-month waiting period was to see a psychiatrist. And so I did get in with a counselor, and the first time in my life, I was very open. I was a very open book,
Mm-hmm.
and told her everything, everything that I was feeling, everything that happened in my life. And she took, God bless her, she took 2 hours with me.
Mm.
And that is very uncommon nowadays. But, she, when she diagnosed me with borderline personality disorder. And for me, it's all internal. Like, I think everybody hates me. I think nobody likes me. I'm very sensitive. Growing up, I was always told, you're too sensitive. And I always felt awkward and not like everybody else. And I could like, if I'm happy, I'm like I'm super, super happy.
Yeah.
I'm depressed, I'm super, super depressed. With this, there's no in between. And I see a lot of things black and white.
Mm-hmm.
everything is either really good, great, or everything's bad.
Yes. I get
And
it.
when I was told that, I was actually really devastated. And I looked at her and I said, "This is bad." And she's like, "What do you mean is this bad? What do you mean it's bad?" "No, it's not." I said, "No, this is bad." And I started crying with it. But with working with her and then my dance, I've realized like how far that I have come, and my whole life I have struggled with that. Because when I was little, I had something very traumatic. I was actually picked up, and I'm very lucky that I'm here today. It was when I was 6 years old, and I've been carrying that trauma with me all these years.
Wow.
And when I was a little girl, right after that happened, is when my whole personality changed, and my parents didn't know what was going on, didn't know what happened, because fortunately I was taken, but they dropped me off at school. I was sexually assaulted. But they dropped me off at school, and I didn't tell my mom and dad. I finally told my mom, like, I think I was 14, 15 years old, and this happened when I was 6 years old.
Wow.
And so, but my whole personality changed, and I was having these nightmares. My parents didn't know what was going on. I became very secluded. I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't participate in school. The teacher kept telling, I was constantly getting sick. Like, I missed so much school, and it stemmed from that one situation. But that one situation led me in many other traumatic situations. And so when I finally accepted the diagnosis, and I wouldn't and it's not on my chart, like medical chart, because I wouldn't let her. I said, let's just see, let's work with each other and see where we're at. And once the shock came, I'm like, and I started researching it. I'm like, wow, that makes so much sense.
Oh, yeah.
That makes so much sense how I am today. And it's not that we're not broken.
Yeah.
We are not broken. There's nothing wrong with us. I tell people all the time, and I used to get really aggravated with this, with my boyfriend, with other people telling me, well, are you sure? And at the time, my husband, are you sure you want to be with him because of his illness? And I'm like, everybody deserves love.
Yes.
Everybody deserves love. And what is so different from him having a mental illness to someone having heart disease?
Yes.
How is that different?
Yes. And I think that's what it comes down to, like that whole stigma. They're like, oh, stay away from him. There's something wrong. They're crazy. It's horrible.
There's so much stigma. So, once I was able to wrap my head around what was going on with me, um, you know, I've always loved dance. And
Mhm.
I will tell you, even as a little girl, I would spend a lot of time alone, and I would dance up in my room,
No.
because every time I moved and danced, I felt free,
Hmm.
the freest I've ever been. And I will tell you, even today, when I dance, I feel so free and I feel so good about myself. I'm empowered. I feel confident. And everything that I've been through, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
What matters is the movement and how dance has really helped me heal and accept myself, accept my body,
Hmm.
um, accept that, you know what? It's okay if you're having a bad day.
Yes.
Moving helps. And there are moments, I share things with my students all the time. And especially when students tell me that they're having a bad day. And I'm like, hey, I'm right with you.
Yeah.
You don't see what's going on because everybody sees the, happy go lucky, bright me.
Hmm.
A lot of times it's a mask.
Yes.
And I've been able to hide that really, really, like really well all my life. And now today there is no mask.
Yeah.
I feel really good, but
Yeah.
I will tell students, I'm like, before class, I'm laying in bed because of my depression. It gets so bad where I can't get up out of bed, or I don't want to, or I can't focus, or I can't work, or I can't do the things that I need to do,
Hmm.
because I'm so depressed. And then it's like 10 minutes before class. I'm like, okay, Allie, you got to get up.
Hmm.
You got
Yeah.
to get moving. Students are arrived. And
Hmm.
once my students arrive, and after moving for an hour, I'm like, wow, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
And my students do too.
Hmm.
And, just movement and dance is so healing in itself,
Yes.
because we're moving things around in our body energetically. And we are all made of energy.
Yeah.
There's energy around us.
Hmm.
When we move, we get those feel good endorphins pumping, and that dopamine, and
Oh
you know
yeah.
that just makes us feel so much better. And I'm really grateful that I'm able to do that. And what I'm really grateful is about, part of why I opened up Hip Love Studio is because I wanted people to have a safe space where they can come and move their body,
Hmm.
um, to be accepted, to be seen, to be heard, to start healing themselves within with my help, you know, um, and to just have fun and to let go, and not to worry.
Yeah.
And I have had so many, like, the students I have are the best, and they're the most amazing people.
Oh.
And they've all told me thank you for creating the space that I have, because
Hmm.
they do feel very safe and, welcome. And I have had, now most of the time I deal with women, but I've had men too, and in my classes throughout the years, but
Hmm.
most of them are women. And the women come in all ages, shapes, sizes, and times of their lives. I've had women come in that are going through life changes, divorces, just, life issues, mental health issues.
Yeah.
And I've been able to help them through movement and dance because it is so healing. When we get together, we're a community and we form a bond. And when you're with other people that are struggling with some of the same things that you're struggling with, and you're able to move and just get out of yourself and get out of your body.
Yes.
It's just really healing. And I'm sorry, I could go like on and on about it.
Yeah.
It's just really, it's something that really, it means a lot to me. And I know what it's done for me. And I know for a fact, because there have been times like when I had anorexia, I was doing it because I was trying to end my life. And my mom was scared. And the doctors told me and told my mom, if she doesn't start eating, she's going to die. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to die. And that was not the first time. There's been other situations. It's been a really long time. I will say that. But because of dance has saved me. Dance saved my life.
Wow.
Because it gave me something that means something to me and meaningful, and something that I can give back to others. And I feel like I have a purpose.
Yeah.
That's my purpose. When I was, that's my purpose. I found my purpose because I didn't know what my purpose was. And I felt so lost and so unworthy. And that's part of the border. Like, you feel so unworthy and you feel so unloved and so unlovable.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah. And I love that you said that you're creating that safe space for people to come together. Like when I did the belly dancing with you at the festival, like so freeing. Like I never did it and I understand how it worked, but you're such a great teacher because you just made us all feel cool and just fun and relaxed. And it just felt really good. And it was not let go, like you said. And like we all came together. It was beautiful. It was.
It was really beautiful. And, I know how it feels. And I don't ever want anybody to ever feel like how I have felt.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I'm the same way. I feel the same way.
And that's really what drives me.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's the biggest thing. I started everything that I do now is because I want to help others. I don't want them to feel the way I felt. I don't want them to feel alone and isolated. And, I do that because of that. Because I'm like you. I know how that feels. And I don't wish that on anybody.
No.
So create that safe space. And I love your thing. Because I tell everybody all the time, like, we need to go do the belly dancing. We need to make the time because I love seeing your pictures. Now, do you do all ages?
I do all ages.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it?
I have had as young as 3 years old.
Okay.
I had as old as 97.
Wow, that's a big range. Yes.
throughout my career. So, right now the average age is, I have all ages. I have, I have some, 20 year olds, 20, but uh, the normal, like that, my average age has been like anywhere between 40 to like 65, 70 kind of average. And I know that's a wide average, but.
Mm-hmm. And I think I've realized that at my age, like trying new things, I think we kind of get in a rut, and then like I would have never thought about belly dancing because I knew about it, so I never tried it. And it's like, it's surprising. People don't realize how good it feels just moving. And, I'm not the best dancer, and I'm just kind of like wacky and silly, but it's so great that you were teaching us and we were just learning and listening. And yeah, so I think it's wonderful to try new things like that.
It absolutely is. And it gets you out of your skin and it makes you feel good. And who cares if you're not the best? And that is
exactly
about.
Yeah, at this point in my life, yes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you look silly or not. You seen us, like everybody around us was just watching us at the festival, but they kind of disappeared to me. Like we were in our circle and we were just loving it and just freedom and just peace. So it didn't matter what people were thinking or doing. It was just awesome. It was.
It does not matter. And I've had a couple students like, who are, because everybody's, and this is just it, everybody's self-conscious. Mm-hmm. Like when they come to a class, and a lot of times people don't come because they think, oh, everybody's watching me.
Yeah.
And that's not the case at all. Mm-hmm. And I had several new girls that had come to class and last week, never been to class, and they were like timid about it because they didn't want anybody else watching them. Mm. And they actually made a comment that they realized that their one fear of maybe not coming was because other people in the class watching them. And they realized that everybody's too busy with their own self and own movement and having fun. They realize that nobody's watching anybody. Mm-hmm. They're watching me.
Yeah, and that's true. Like I didn't have time to think about anybody else. I was like, I just need to get the moves. So you're right. You don't focus on anybody else. You're just trying to do your own thing. And then it's just a freedom. Like I think it's amazing.
It is a freedom. It is such a freedom. And it is so healing. It is so healing to be able to move the body in any way that you can.
Yes, exactly. And like music's always been my thing. So like, put music on to clean or put music on just to vent or whatever it is. So and your body. And I think you kind of start figuring out your body more, how it moves. They're like, I didn't know I could move like that.
I tell you, through dance, I have learned so much more about not just myself, but my body.
Yeah.
And if I like will know if something's wrong with my body just because of how connected dance has connected me with my body and my breath. I have such a intense, deep connection, and I will know immediately. If something's wrong with my body, because dance has just brought that deep understanding and connection with myself.
Yeah. So, and I think that's amazing because that's how I feel. I think the older I get, the more I need to connect with myself, my body, everything. And you just, when I was younger, I was more running and doing so many things. And I'm an outdoor person. Like I'm the one that wants to go barefoot all the time. I love to do grounding. I love to put my feet in the sand or the water. That is so much peace to me.
It is for me too. It really is for me too. It's so peaceful. And when I'm dancing, I feel not only peace, but I feel more energized, and I feel calm, and I feel myself, and I feel at rest, and
Yeah.
it just feels so good.
Well, and
And to be grounded too, because the dance is very grounding, because
yeah.
we are working. I apologize, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I sometimes it echoes, so I can't tell if I'm talking. And this
Okay.
weather's crazy. So the wind, I
so
can't. Yeah.
yeah, so with the dance, it is very, you mentioned grounding. It is very grounding
Mhm.
because we dance barefoot.
Mm.
And the movements, especially with I teach two different styles, but what is my tribal style, my global caravan, and that's very earthy and very grounded. And belly dance is a whole body workout. It's not just the hips. Now we do move the hips, but we move the whole body. Like, we move the arms, the hands, the just everything, the belly, the chest, into undulations and hip pushes and hip hits and hip bumps and hip drops. But what a lot of people don't realize is the grounding that we can get from it, because we're always connected to the earth and to the floor. So we're connecting our body to the earth and to the floor when we're dancing, but also where our hips are store everything.
Mm-hmm.
All of our trauma, all of our stress, all of our emotions. A lot of people don't realize that.
Wow.
And our hips and shoulders are very much connected to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are tense up here, we're going to be tense in our hips. And so belly dance helps with that.
Yeah. I see the connection. Yeah. And yeah.
It really helps with that, and it helps process emotion. I've had some students say, like, why do I feel like crying?
Oh.
I'm like, because you're moving your hips and you're stirring up that emotion that's been hidden down inside those hips.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
if you want to cry, cry.
Mm-hmm.
I have felt like, when I'm dancing, I have felt anger.
Mm.
And it was during a performance.
Oh, yeah.
And, it was a casual performance, but all of a sudden I wanted to take my hand and bring my body down, my hand to the floor, and smack the floor at the end. And I did. And I felt so empowered, so great. Oh,
Yeah.
it was amazing. But that's how dance brings up and brings out all these emotions.
Wow.
It brings out happy. Like, everybody tells me, you look so happy when you're dancing.
You do?
And I truly am. I'm
Mm.
I'm the happiest when I'm dancing.
Mm-hmm.
My therapist told me, she said, we need to work on with you being happy throughout your daily life, not just when you're dancing. Because I even told her that I am truly the happiest and myself when I'm dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the most happy.
Yeah.
Happy isn't a word, but I'm the most happy when I'm dancing. And she's like, we need to change that.
Yeah. And that's
we're working on that. It's a work in progress.
yes.
It's better.
Keep working. That's how I feel. As long as I keep moving forward and keep working. And I think that's how we learn. We just got to keep working and keep moving forward. because I feel like if not, I feel like you're just stagnant. You're stuck in one place. So
Oh,
I
absolutely.
moving.
Absolutely. And the emotion gets stuck. The emotion gets stuck in a whole entire body, in our shoulders and in our hips. You know, so if you're ever like really, like if you feel like really tense in your hips,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, that's emotion, that's energy, that's stuck, stagnant energy. And we got to get that moving. And the best way to get moving is through dance and movement.
And that's amazing because I realized that like I've had tension in my shoulders and my calves and different things. And I never thought about how stress was on my body. So I'm like, okay, what do I do with this? You know, let's go for a walk and this and that. I'm just realizing more about my body and how I need to move it and what I need to do. When I was younger, I didn't think like that. You know, I just went, did whatever.
Right.
Now I get it, you know?
Yeah. None of us thought of like that when we were younger.
No. And we were just free. As kids, we're free. Go run, go play, go do whatever. As adults, I think we overthink it. Oh, you know, we're in our head too much. Yeah.
That is me. My therapist, my therapist has told me, she's like, you got to get out of your head. And like I would say things to her, you know, say these little things, and she's like, oh, you're really in your head. You're really, you've got an imaginative mind.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. If people could read my thoughts, I'm like, they'd be thinking, Brandy, go away. I'm like,
oh
I'm sorry.
yeah, it's like I have a million files open up
Yeah.
there.
Yes, that's how I feel. So much going on, and I'm like, yeah. And I have talked to myself, like, Brandy, you're gonna have to cool it. Step back a minute. I call it adult timeout. Go in timeout, focus a minute, because there's a lot going on. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing. So, what advice could you give someone, or what do you suggest if someone is really struggling and they're, you know, afraid to step out there? I mean, is there anything that you suggest?
You know, that's really, and I'm getting ready to cry because that's really hard.
Yeah, it is.
You know, the best advice, I have a hard time asking for help.
That's a big one.
And for reaching out to people.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm struggling, that's the last thing I want to do. And most people are like that,
Yeah.
especially those that have mental health issues. Um, don't be afraid to reach out. If you don't have people who support you or a strong support system, do what you can to find that.
Mm-hmm.
Because having that support and find somebody where you could tell them anything.
Yeah.
That's really big. But to find just, even if it's one person,
Yes.
and to don't feel that you have to carry all the weight
Yeah.
of whatever you're going through on your own. And I'm saying that, and that's hard. That's hard for me, because when I'm going through things, I isolate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't answer my phone. I don't answer messages. I isolate. And when I'm better, I reappear.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Try not to do that. Try and find somebody that you feel close enough to that you can share.
Yes. I agree. That's amazing advice, because I think we do like that. You know, I've always said that, like, oh, I don't want to be a burden, or just don't want to talk about it. You don't want to process the word, you don't want to say the word. There's so many emotions going on with that, because I understand that completely.
There are, and we don't want to feel like a burden.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we feel, well, okay, I shouldn't say we. Well, how I feel is that people get tired of hearing about me say, I'm depressed.
Yeah.
And, I've been told, just change your thought process, just change your mind.
Yeah.
It's not just about that. There's a lot more when you are diagnosed with, major depressive disorder. It's not, because trust me, I do it all. I change my words. I change my, I meditate, I write, I put in words that instead of like, this is bad, oh, you'll be okay, or this is good, or, I try and change my words. I try and change my thought process.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can't.
Yes.
It's more than just that.
Yes.
And we just need love and guidance, and to be seen and heard, and to be accepted for wherever I am at.
Yes. Yes. I love that, because you're right. That is so true. I get it. It is more than that. So, and I like where they accept you for where you're at, because I think that's where it is. People got to accept people from where they're at and accept where I'm at. So I totally agree with that. That's huge. Yes. So, yes. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. And like I told you, we always do like a dance off.
All
So
right.
with you,
Are you going to stand up and shimmy with me?
I'm going to try to do that. Do you have music that we can shimmy, or what do we do?
If you give me, I have my phone, or we can shimmy to any music, whatever you have.
Okay, I'll put on something, and then I'll just follow your lead. I'm going to move my camera back so I have room to try it. So maybe you'll just see my hips, but I'm still going to try. Okay, let me see what kind of music I can do. Let's see. I don't know what's going to be.
It's okay. You can literally put on, Brandy, you can put on anything.
All right, I'll put this on and I will follow you. Hopefully I can do it. And thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Hear it?
No?
Okay, let me make sure. See if that's the right one. Let me try different. Is that coming through?
No?
I know, I always worry. I'm like, I don't know if the music is just not. Let me turn it on. Okay. And if it don't come through, we'll just start dancing anyways.
Exactly. We don't
Okay, I'm ready anyways then.
All right. So let's get up and so we're just gonna right now just shake out our arms, shake out our shoulders, shake out the shoulders. This is a little shoulder shimmy. And now we're gonna go to our legs and our knees. You're just gonna bring them back and forth and just shake out.
Are you there? Yeah, we lost it. Okay.
So just bring your knees back and forth and just shimmy and shake it out.
Okay. That's like it. I know, and the wind is trying to knock out my power, so you're only going to see like me half moving.
We can dance, we can jump.
Yes.
Let out all that energy. do the hips just right and left. We can do a little circle. We can take it the other way. Just really good.
Well, thank you so much for having me be with you today. Thanks for coming on. Yes, thank you so much. I will see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.